Hello and welcome back to Dark Souls 3. This is part 10 of our thrusting sword run. Last time we went through the second half of Irithyll and all of Anor Londo, beating both Pontiff Sullivan and Aldrich. Don't ask why I'm not embered anymore. I definitely didn't fall to my death getting the Painting Guardian set like a fool. Definitely not.
That is what?
Just don't ask about that. It didn't happen.
My. The coal of that peaceable giant. Seems like ages passed. I imagine his passing was long ago. I miss the old bugger, I do. My thanks. I'll be sure this coal is put to good use. I'll be smithing weapons never afore seen by the likes of ye. It's but a small service to pay my humble respects.
Alright.
Prithee, be careful. I don't want to see my work squandered.
So... we got a few things that we can sell, like this. Thrust weapon counterattacks. We're using a thrusting weapon, so maybe this will be good. But I'll keep it for now. But Painting Guardian, you can get that in a little side path. I didn't show it, and I definitely didn't die in the fall. That didn't happen at all. Brass set, we got that at the end of the last part. And Mira chain set. So when you kill them and get the Dragon Slayer axe, if you go back to when you helped Cirrus, that location on the bridge going over to Central Irithyll, then the Mira chain set will be there. So that's 750 times 4 for those three. Pontiff Knight sword or shield, not using it. Annery's straight sword. So when we stabbed him at the end of the last part, if you quit the game and reload, Annery's straight sword will be there. And as you can see, its scaling is horrible, but it does scale ever so slightly off of faith. And then in the middle column, or middle section, only it was once the sword of an earnestly noble figure, and its attacks are boosted by that elusive essential property unique to humans, luck. And so you don't see it in the attribute bonus because you don't see luck under attribute bonus, but it scales with luck. How well it scales with luck, don't know, but it does. Though, we can get rid of it. Along with the Painting Guardian's curved sword. Along with all of these. Because we're only using thrusting swords. And we can get rid of that as well. And the thing that gave us the Sword of Avowal at the end of the last part, quit and reload and you will get Chameleon from their body. And I'm going to keep it because I like Chameleon, but I'm not going to use it. But then here, Pontiff Sullivan gets you a great sword and an ultra great sword. And Aldrich, you can get either a miracle or a bow that scales with either intelligence or faith, one of the two. Or you can get 27,000 souls, which sounds a lot better to me. And Also, moving down here, with Annery dead, you can purchase the Elite Knight set, which is one of my favorite armor sets, alongside the Eastern set. But now, having played Dark Souls 1, and realizing how early on you can get the Elite Knight set in that game, I really miss that. Being able to get it that early on was amazing.
Ashen one.
Because that's what I always did.
Welcome us. Very well then taken.
It was great. Here, we can get 4 levels. Okay. Mostly just leveling up health, endurance, and dexterity. We could probably put a few levels into vitality, but we're doing fine for now. All those go up 1. This is 3, 2, 2, 2. Yeah, why not? I think we can get dexterity to 40 and then probably bounce between health and endurance.
Farewell, Ashen Maiden.
Maybe put a bit of a harder focus on health, since we don't have a very defensive armor set. And our weapon doesn't exactly take a lot of stamina. But with that done, and the Grey Rat back safely, we can now head back over to where Siegmeier was laying, peacefully sleeping. Just out here and off to the right. Off in here. Because I don't know if you need to talk to him here. To continue his quest. But I would like to talk to him. And I mentioned it last time when we went through here that sometimes the one there gets stuck in the ceiling. And from a technical standpoint, it is an issue, but I think it's really funny. And here it happened. Although, doesn't look like it was this one. It seems like it was one of the other ones. But still, funny to see. But now we can head off and talk to Siegmeier.
Excuse me, I must have dozed off. It's rather warm in here. Well, hasn't it been all too long? It's good to see you. Oh, I seem to have missed my chance, so I, Siegward of Katarina, offer my deepest gratitude, and a little surprise to go with it. It's all yours. I know. Won't you join me for dinner? I make a fine Esther soup. I've got some stewing right now. Even we undead deserve a little normalcy from time to time. And finally, upon this rendezvous, let us make a toast. To your valor, my sword, and our sworn duties. Long may the sun shine. Have you heard? Somewhere, hidden right here in Irithyll, is a deep dungeon. And even below that, the Profaned Capital, home of Yhorm, the reclusive giant lord. That reminds me, I've a grave promise to keep. Oh, sorry. I'm afraid I've cast a cloud over things. Well, I'm going to have myself a little nap. The only thing to do, really, after a nice toast.
Alright, so now he will continue on to his next step of the phase. What's going on with the hair here? I'm not gonna... You continue on with your day, have a lovely day, and goodbye. But that'll bring Siegmeyer to the next phase of his quest, which is down here, in the next handful of areas. And that's part of why I do Anne Orlando first. Because it just makes more sense from a questline perspective. And partially because of that ring that you get. The Sun Princess ring. As a reward. That thing really came all the way around to get me, huh? Well, if you go up, you can drop down onto that higher section for an item. But it's not that important. It's just like a gold coin, or it's not called a gold coin, rusted coin. And then if you're embered, which again, I definitely didn't lose the ember because I had gravity. Definitely didn't happen. Definitely didn't happen. But coming out here while you're embered, you'll get invaded by an NPC. And they have the Alva set, which is apparently a Dark Souls 2 thing. And some kind of crossbow along with the Murakumo. And I believe you get the Murakumo by beating them. And there's some stuff in these side rooms, but if you go in them, there's very loud noises that hurt the ears. So I'm gonna spare you from that this time around. But I'm still gonna go around killing these enemies. But if you look at our health bar, that simply existing in their line of sight absolutely destroyed our health bar. As you can see, it chunks down your health bar very quickly. Like, you lose a lot of health very quickly. And you can take 1, 2, possibly even 3 sips of Estus for every single enemy. Or you can just accept your fate and be permanently 1 HP. Or you can have HP restoration. Again, by itself, it's not a whole lot. But in combination, like the ring, the ethereal oak shield, and a blessed weapon that you're upgrading, all together, you can just sit there and watch your health bar go up. Because it's like triple the speed it is now. It's pretty good. I should have warned you about that, I'm sorry. It is very loud. But here on this drop, you get the Bellowing Dragon Crest Ring. which greatly boosts sorceries. And then you can roll down onto this, and then drop down onto this, in order to skip a small section. And that can be kind of nice. Though I am going to come back for this little skittery guy. Because they give us a Titanite scale, which is required to upgrade some weapons. So, we got that. Very nice. Oh. Should have rolled off to the side. I didn't. And some people say actions have consequences, but also inaction has consequences as well, so anything you do can get you hurt, as long as it's wrong. But here you get an Estus shard, so we can get another sip of the Estus. And I took... I have 11, I took 1. Which means that I have 12. An Estus shard there will bring us up 1, which will bring us up to 13. And if you were listening, I mentioned that 14 is the max. This allows you to skip the giant. But I mentioned that 14 is the max, which means at this point, in the rest of the game, there's only one more Estus shard. And oh, ooh, that's a lot of rats. And we're also very close to one-shotting the rats. So close. So ever so close. Now here, this one's a mimic. This one's not a mimic. This one gets you a key. That gets you a ring. I don't really care about the ring. You can sell it, which is nice. But it's not super useful. It only gets you like 400 max. Okay. And they're very good at pushing the player. Are you sure you want to take this fight? I think they may have regret in their decision to take that fight. You know, you seemed so insistent on fighting me. Until I kill your friend. Then suddenly you're, oh no, let me just go back to my spot. Well, too late. You insisted on picking the fight with me. You can suffer the consequences. Come here. Yeah, if you look at our health, We're almost 1 HP and they haven't even landed a hit on us. Like, you can no-hit this area and still be permanently 1 HP. So, just another reason why passive HP regeneration is so good. And Ring of the Evil Eye works pretty good as well. But up here, there's a soul, and there's a shortcut. This is the hallway where we killed the thing to get the Titanite scale. So we can grab a lightning blade, take this drop down, and yeah, Silver Cat Ring, as I mentioned before, very good. Helps a lot in mitigating the chip damage that gravity can really deal you. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. Rolling off to the right is really good against them. And over here, there's typically the Alva set, but that only shows up if you successfully killed the invader at the beginning of the area. As you can see, our health bar, basically nothing. Like, we get hit once, we die. So, and again, those enemies have not landed a single hit on us. And yet, they've done more damage to us than most bosses. Well, that's another 2 Titanite scales. In not this one, but in the one over there, there's a coal for, like, dark. You might want to mute because there's another scream. Alright, hi, welcome back. But, yeah, there's the Profaned coal in there. And it's mostly about... I don't remember the specific ones that it gives you, because I don't do infusion very much. Outside of heavy, sharp, and refined. And maybe throwing a blessed gem on, like, a side weapon. But it gives you dark themed stuff, and Andre gets super sad and he's like, oh, remember, your fight is for the flame, which is the only reason I remember that it's dark themed. But over here, apparently that's Dark Souls 2 reference. But it gets you an undead bone shard, which is a lot more pertinent. And drop down here. Oh, ladders. Apparently his name is Ladder Smith, like Gillian or Gideon. Which really makes me think that he sells ladders. Or creates ladders. And, again, I haven't played Dark Souls 2. But if you have to go around buying or crafting ladders, I really want to see what that's all about. Now we're getting this. As I keep saying, thrusting swords are garbage at hitting downwards. Like, anything close to the ground, good luck. But Twinkling Titanite? And another Twinkling Titanite. Like, especially near the front of your weapon, the part near your hands, it really doesn't hit down. So you need to be close enough for your weapon to hit, but far enough for the end of your weapon to hit. Which makes it become very tricky very quickly. Here are 3 blooming purple moss clumps. And 825. I typically go through and grab every single item. I'm not going to this time. Partially because I'm typically not on a time limit, but here I am. And partially because I don't want to deal with things, but there's... I believe it's the curse bite ring over there. And then in there, there's 3 what I call baby faces. Which do not have baby faces. You'll see what they look like up here, because there is one up here, but there's 3 of this thing, which if you fight one of these in an open space like this is actually pretty easy, and you can get it in an endless loop of just this pretty easily. But down there's 2 of them that can aggro onto you at once, and I think it's guaranteed that they'll aggro onto you at once, because even if you shoot one with a bow, both will come after you. And then there's a 3rd one by itself in the back, and killing... I don't know if it's an item way in the back, or if you have to kill the 3rd one in the back, but one of those 2, you'll get an axe called Eleonora. And then here you get the Court Sorcerer set, which the robe looks very, very nice. I like it a lot. But the axe weapon, Eleonora, in Elden Ring, there's an NPC invader called Eleonora. So, reuse name there. Just like how Dark Souls 3 has Arena of Karim and Elden Ring has Arena of Morn. That's something they do sometimes. Get your magic out of here. You already have a giant flaming great hammer. Look at that. You used that, and it almost killed me. So instead of using sorceries, just use that. You silly little goose. Logan scroll. And Wrath of the Gods. I don't know how it performs here, but I know I've used it recently in both Dark Souls 1 and Elden Ring, and in both of those games it's incredibly good. But yeah, I'll go through there in the axe run to get Eleonora, but not this time. But here, Siegmeyer.
Oh! Pardon me, I was absorbed in thought. Oh, look at me, trapped like a rat. But you needn't worry. I've just been sitting here weighing my options. The moment has almost come. I just need a bit more time. My liberation requires a key. But the key is outside. A riddle for the ages. You are a saint. Once again, you are my valiant savior. I, Siegward of Katarina, express my deepest gratitude. Take this, a token of my thanks. Go on. It's all yours. No, please. Go on ahead. I've my own road to take, and a duty to fulfill. Very soon.
So, that key that we got, that spawned in all the basilisks, around where all the rats were, that's the key that you need to get to open that up. And the giant that we skipped by before, if you drop down to his feet, then you can actually talk to Siegmeyer through the cell, or through like some bars that act as a window. And here you get the jailer key ring. And then here, drop, there's some rats, here's the giant. And if you just back up here, it looked like there was an item there dropped by one of the rats. But then the body of the rat just despawned. And it looked like with the body of the rat, the item despawned as well. Maybe that's what happened, maybe I'm delusional. Both are pretty plausible outcomes, I'd say. But here, shortcut back to the beginning bonfire. And as you can see, all these enemies are still dead. Because I didn't rest at the Profaned Capital bonfire. Which is something I very much suggest. like, not resting. Here you get Prisoner Chief's Ashes. And... okay. But now we can head back over to the Giant. And the main reason I suggest not resting is because of that one room just before the Profaned Capital. The one with all of the jailers. When there were like 10 of them walking in a circle. Because with the key ring that we got, you have to go back there to get a certain NPC. Profaned Flame, if I remember correctly, very good pyromancy. Nope. Nope. No jumpy. But it's better to deal with that room once instead of twice. And as you can see, there's like 3 different spawns for the rats. And only like 2 at a time spawn. But they keep spawning for a bit. Not forever. Only so many of them show up. But it's good to take all of them out before fighting the Giant. So that way you aren't poking him and getting stunned by rats and whatnot. But as you can tell, these aren't the smaller giants, like the friendly one and the ones in Orlando. Now these are the much bigger ones. Like the ones in Cathedral the Deep. But you don't have the, like, gloopy sludge slowing down your footsteps, making you walk everywhere. Which makes it way easier to fight. And killing it, you get a chunk. Which you could get a chunk earlier on. I forget where, but we got a chunk earlier on at some point, so now we can get 1 upgrade there. But yeah, this is where you can talk to Siegmeyer. But only before opening the cage. You open the cage, no more talkie for you. And that's a mimic. Unless you want the Symbol of Avarice, or if you're a completionist and want to get everything, it's typically not really worth fighting because it only gives you some great arrows. I don't think it's normal great arrows. I think it's the lightning infused ones, but still not that good. But here's where the giant's hands were, and so if you came here before, the giant would have woken up and been angry with you. But there you can get another chunk, and so even if you didn't get the one before, you can get one there. So guaranteed upgrade. And then there you can talk, like if you didn't open up Siegmeyer's thing before, then there you can talk to Siegmeyer, come back up, and then up there is the chest to get the key to open up his door. And so it's a smart little piece of level design to help nudge you in the right direction for freeing him. Which is very nice. But yeah, this is the room with all the enemies and the key ring and the NPC.
Oh, there you are. I thought you'd all but forgotten me. How sweet. Good to know that a skinny little heretic can still turn heads. Oh, you're not one of them, are you? Accept my apologies for mistaking you for one of those leeches. So, what business have you here? This is a land of monstrosities, and I am no exception. You're here to save me, but I'm guilty. A wretched child of the abyss. Is that something you can forgive? Oh, really? You are no ordinary man. Very well. Besides, I've grown tired of imprisonment. I am Karla, and I accept your proposal.
So she now heads back to Firelink Shrine, and she deals with all the, like, dark evil magic. So, mostly miracles that Arena doesn't want to deal with, because they're evil. But she also deals with some pyromancies that Cornix doesn't want to deal with. Like, there are some that can only... Like, he can't learn them because only women can learn them, apparently. Or they're evil, so he doesn't want to deal with them, but she can.
Ah, there you are. As I said, I am Karla, and am grateful to you. Now, what shall we do? The only thing that might interest you is my sorcery. Although my dark arts are a detestable sort. That wouldn't interest you, would it? Most regrettable. I have nothing else, you see. Nothing at all. Have you so soon forgotten? That place is home only to monstrous things, and I am no exception.
I said decline, partially because we're not dealing with that this run. We can deal with her in the 3 magic runs, but also partially because I've never said no before and wanted some new dialogue.
Ah, 'tis what?
But here we can reinforce, and we can upgrade 10 base, 7 additional. That's 17 damage. That's pretty good. We can get those 2. We can get this with the Titanite scales. It's pretty good. We can infuse this with Blessed. As you can see, it knocks down strength and dex scaling, gives us good faith scaling, and nerfs damage, both base and additional. But blessed weapons give you passive HP regeneration, so that's why I'm doing it.
Pretty. I go.
And we got a new scroll for you.
Back again. Perfect.
Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 19.
Oh my. You've made quite the discovery. This is a scroll of the prodigious Big Hat Logan. A masterful sorcerer, long missed in Minheim. And now we have his scroll. Right here in my very hands.
5, 10, 15, 20, 21, so 2 new things. Homing Soul Mass and Soul Spear, probably the two.
Promise to...
Yeah, so he's being more friendly now. And
Very then.
we can get some levels in. Let's see. 2, 31.2.
Ah,
So
graciously. Graciously.
those two get you some new stuff. Like this, I believe, is new. This is new. We can deal with that. This right here is a quest thing. We can deal with that later in the next part. But we got Smo's set that's new. Karla's set, which I mostly care about for the cool witch hat you get from Prisoner Chief's Ashes. And Xanthus set comes from the Xanthus stuff. And then Dark Arrows and Oni Slayer Great Arrows, I believe, are new as well.
Ashen one. Ah,
And we can sell some stuff. Why not?
ashen one.
Welcome. Very then.
Good. So 3, 4.
Farewell, Ashen One. Maiden.
We could probably keep selling stuff and get another level, but don't care. There, we burn that, and that puts us at +8. It goes up to +10, meaning there's 2 more. And earlier I lied. I said that it goes up to 14. I was thinking about Elden Ring. It actually goes up to +15, so there's 2 more to go. And I know where both are. I'm sorry for lying. Okay? I'm sorry. It was wrong, but I forgot about the one in Consumed King's Garden. I forgot. Don't blame me for forgetting. When I remembered, I mentioned it. Alright, just give me a tiny bit of slack. Because if you don't, you'll die. Alright. We're just gonna throw this on as to be silent, as to not pull the attention to thems. Hello. Ooh. That was nearly half your health. And you can go on the ground. And there's some stuff over there. Actually, you know what? Don't care about that, don't care about that, don't care about that. It turns out the art of not caring is pretty good. So we can just pop this ember to get more health and to get our health back. And then we can traverse the fog and get ourselves a cutscene.
Yhorm, old friend. I, Siegward of the Knights of Katarina, have come to uphold my promise. Let the sun shine upon this Lord of Cinder.
So, in the back of the room, you may notice an item. That item is Storm Ruler, the weapon that Siegmeyer is currently using. And as you may notice, it does a lot more damage than my weapon. But it's a great sword, and this is not the great sword run, meaning it is not my place to use it. Not this run, at least. So I'm just gonna be a distraction. And I've mentioned a few times, especially while summoning, that I've got a rule. I'm only allowed to use each summon 3 times. I'm not counting Siegmeyer. The reason being is this is part of a quest. And it's not, like, I didn't summon him. He just showed up. So, you can call that a loophole if you want, but I feel like it's consistent. I feel like it's fair. And Siegmeyer's cool. Yhorm's not that difficult. And Yhorm goes down. And also, I have a problem with that, which I've gotten into and will get into again, I'm sure.
It seems I am in your debt once again. My thanks. I could have not kept my promise without you. Now, for a final toast. To your valor, and my old friend Yhorm. Long may the sun shine. Well, I'm going to have myself a little nap. The only thing to do, really, after a nice toast. You are a true friend. Best of luck with your duty.
Unkindled one. The fire fades and awaits its one last lord. Prince Lothric is in your hands. Please save his soul. Prince Lothric is in your hands. Please save his soul. Tell him what he must be, a lord.
So, both Lords of Cinder that can act as the third, being Aldrich and Yhorm, they both have something after the fight that can act as a reward, basically. With the Sun Princess ring for Aldrich and talking to Siegmeyer. And if you go back, you can actually get a copy of Storm Ruler, his shield, and his armor set. And while we got to do it there, you don't always get to talk to him. Sometimes it'll teleport you here before you get to talk to him. And then you go back and he's already dead. And so, I understand that up to this point, the game has been pretty linear. And most people might not know to head on back. And considering both end in dead ends, you might be a little confused on where to go. Because you might not think, oh yeah, back to Lothric Castle. Or back to the High Wall of Lothric on your first run. But I'm not a big fan of it just teleporting you here. I think it would have been better if someone at Firelink Shrine told you to come here. Like maybe Emma showed up, or maybe the next time you talk to the Shrine Handmaiden, she can say like, oh, Emma gave me this to give to you, or to give to a worthy Ashen one, or like maybe the Firekeeper. I don't know, I just feel like a forceful teleportation that could make you miss stuff, like dialogue or the Sun Princess ring, just kind of sucks. It's not terrible, I just feel like they could have done better. But anyways, we went through... this part we went through the dungeon, Irithyll Dungeon. We went through the Profaned Capital. We finished off Siegmeyer's quest, getting ourselves a Titanite slab. We took out Yhorm. We got a new NPC in Karla. So we also got this. Again, not going to use it, but it looks very nice. So I'm probably going to keep it, even though I'm not going to use it. But good progress. I'm happy with this. I wasn't sure if we could take out 2 areas in a single part, but we were able to do it. I'm happy with that. And, yeah.